Hi everybody, Gordon Firemark here with another question and answer from the Business of Show Institute. Dave asks, what process is required of a writer to contract the services of an entertainment lawyer to sell their screenplay? And what criteria does that lawyer use in deciding whether or not to represent the writer? Well, first off, you should know that in California and New York, there's actually a licensing requirement for agents. That is, that anybody who procures employment for another has to have a talent agent's license. And the Labor Commissioner here in California has held that selling a screenplay is, in fact, procuring employment, largely, I think, because selling a screenplay also usually involves the sale of additional writing services. So as a result, most lawyers aren't licensed as agents and don't engage in the selling, the shopping of screenplays around, submitting material to likely buyers and that kind of thing. Now, some do have the license and others do engage in this kind of thing anyway, even though they don't have a license, on the notion that lawyers are held to a higher ethical standard and therefore don't need the licensing in order to protect the writers. Now that said, when lawyers who do this kind of work agree to take on a client, it's usually on one of two bases. The first is that they're paid a rate per submission, might be a few $100s per submission, and the other option is that the lawyer will take a percentage of the deal if there's a sale. In either case, the lawyer wants to review the material, make sure its quality is sufficient that it's likely to sell, and also that it's marketable enough that it's likely to sell, and that sale price is going to be sufficient to justify the time that the lawyer spends in making the submission and negotiating out the deal. So those are really the criteria that we would use in deciding whether or not to take on a client. Now, for those of us that don't actually engage in shopping, we still do represent writers and scripts. It's just that it comes in later in the game. So if you have a buyer interested in your material, that is, they've already seen it and they've made an offer or they want to make an offer to purchase it, well, that situation is when you can call almost any entertainment lawyer, and as long as the price is right, that is, there's enough money in the deal to justify either a percentage or the fees that we would charge, you should be able to find somebody to represent you.